What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a trilogy, that being my pops. Shout out to my mother and my grandmother for helping raise me too. Please make sure you go follow at EMAX Stats for all your up-to-date high school, pro, and collegiate sports coverage. We'll not disappoint. We'll keep you up to date on all that is going on in the beautiful sports world. It's always a great episode when you got your brothers in the building. Unfortunately, we are not at full strength tonight. Our boy Black Peace will be out, but nonetheless, make sure you go follow him at Black period Peace. That's BLAQUE period or dot Peace PEACE. Other than that, man, let's holler at our brothers.
Big brother I, man. Shine Hard Izzo, the surgeon. Surgical pigs coming through the site. Platform near you. Instagram and Twitter. Let's go.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, beautiful people. It is I, the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles. And I just want to say thank you so much for rocking with us. You can go follow me at I Am Sedacious on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. So before we get into, I know normally we do football towards the end of the rundown, towards the end of the show, but we'll give it to you, beautiful people, early. Odell Beckham Jr. signs a 1-year deal. 18 million, I want to say 15 million of that guaranteed with the Ravens. Like this move or do not like this move? Respect this move or don't respect this move? From an organizational standpoint with the Ravens.
Man, I think that's a great move in the right direction for Lamar Jackson's career as far as passing weapons that he has at his disposal to a young, great quarterback to have that perennial, receiver on the outside that you could count on time and time again to get open. So you can see what it's done, for the Eagles and Jalen Hurts with the addition of A.J. Brown. You can say Jamar Chase when he came in for Joe Burrow. They already had that chemistry from LSU. So it's a growing list of, just those, young great quarterbacks that have had that wide receiver to just more so kind of lean on and, have that consistent threat on the outside, not to leave out Josh Allen with, Stephon Diggs. That's just that's the way the league is trending, and I don't know if like trending like it's just some innovative new thing. Obviously, right? You get your perennial Pro Bowl, MVP quarterback, number one option on the outside. You'll kind of bear some great fruit from that. So I think it's a great pickup. I don't know how much it helps with Lamar's contract, so to speak, but I believe that potentially this would give, Lamar the motivation to, maybe just go out there and sign the, franchise tag tenure and, kind of muscle it up to hopefully, get paid long term after that one. So maybe another prove it year. But hey, at least you got Odell Beckham as long as he can stay healthy. So we'll see. I think Rashad Bateman and Odell Beckham, that'll be a nice 1-2 punch. You still have Mark Andrews at the tight end spot. So, hey, they could go receiver again in the draft. They need to. Yeah.
I agree. This is a step in the right direction. I think they have running back by committee for the running backs, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I think also this is a step in the right direction. But like you said, I think that it's a prove it year again, because he didn't have the weapons, right? So now you're getting the weapons, right? And if you cannot execute with the weapons around you, then I'm gonna have to start looking at you like Dak Prescott.
Whoa. Did you say you have to start looking at Lamar like that?
Yeah. If the arm talent ain't there, time for you to go.
Do we know Do we know for Lamar to be a turnover prone guy as much as Dak is?
Well, I said arm talent. I don't know how you equated that to turnover.
I mean, I was thinking in totality, but yeah, okay, all right. In
No,
terms of
I'm saying
talent,
if you can't get it done by being a one-trick pony, then it's time to go.
Bro, he had 3,000 plus passing yards his MVP year with like 36 touchdowns, bro. Let's come on. Like this man can't win from the pocket. And I was with nobody. You just got Odell. I don't care what they say. Second ACL surgery. You always come back stronger. If he anything like how he was, bro, man.
Did you say something about the pocket and Lamar Jackson in the same sentence?
Definitely did. Definitely did. Because you don't just get the MVP by just running around. You have to still be effective passing the football. And you have to be elite. Lamar Jackson.
You think he was an elite passing the football?
When he won MVP, was he not elite?
How long ago did he win MVP?
It's been a couple years.
What have you done for me lately?
Okay, man. Just give my blood, sweat, and tears while y'all just construct a porous offensive roster around me with dated, innovative, past tense things that were working a couple seasons ago, i.e. with Greg Roman, with no infused newness to kind of complement Lamar's growth. That's what was happening. And the Ravens are just being cheap. They don't pay wide receivers. And if you know anything, the Ravens actually have not had a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver ever on their roster. I want you to hear that. The Ravens have not sent one receiver to the Pro Bowl.
So if your team is
something to think about,
and you run the ball, that's your strength. But then they need to rely on your other strength.
You can't just win in this league just by running the football. This is a passing league. It's built for you to pass the football, i.e. the rules on the outside that have changed. So it's like you have to be able to take advantage of that, and you got to be able to win on the outside. Just running the football isn't going to get you all the way there. You're gonna have to do something else, especially in that division. How quickly it's becoming more and more competitive. You got to be able to stand the rain. You got to be able to outscore some people. You ain't gonna be able to just run over and run through and run by everybody.
I just have to.
AFC for me, North ain't no hope.
The prove a year means for me, I need to see you be dynamic on both ends, like your MVP year.
I mean, like I said, the addition of Odell Beckham, if it's going to be anything like the additions of those, those quarterbacks that I mentioned, I believe the table is being set. I'm not going to say it's all the way set, but it's definitely being set. Rashad Bateman can be a comfortable number 2, and then you can put Odell Beckham at that number 1 as that number 1 option on the outside. We'll see. We'll see what Lamar does. Like I said, you still got Mark Andrews in that offense, an all-pro, Pro Bowl tight end. So things should be better. And then I like Duvernay coming out of the slot. I didn't even mention that. So it's like everybody being kind of demoted down the road, and then Odell Beckham kind of feeling that number 1 receiver boy. He hasn't really been the number 1 receiver since he's been, in New York, right? Even when he was coming to Cleveland, I don't even think he was in that number 1 role. He was still playing the number 2 role, Jarvis Landry. So, like I said, he first time in a long time, but definitely ain't new to this. We can definitely say with confidence, Super Bowl champion, Odell Beckham, true to this. I'm gonna respect him on the Respect the Game podcast. So, we'll see, man. We'll see.
So is it a far-grown conclusion and belief that Lamar Jackson is still going to like suit up in a Ravens uniform this season?
I don't think he signs without the expectation of knowing that Lamar Jackson gonna be his quarterback. So
Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead,
no,
take that
no, no,
chance.
no. So I respect that statement, but I feel like Odell signing had more to do. This is just my personal belief, especially considering he already has the Super Bowl championship. I think him signing had more to do with whether or not Lamar was going to be there, and more to do with the Ravens were the only organization willing to guarantee him the most money.
right.
So like, yeah, I know the picture gets posted, him and Lamar on FaceTime. It looks like it's cool bit. All right, yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a duo. But I don't personally think Odell come there. I think Odell like himself around as he was as a free agent. He was like, oh, y'all gonna give me 15 guaranteed? Sign me up.
I think it has.
So that's why I posed the question about like how sure can we be that Lamar is going to actually suit up as a Raven? So I think about that. I think about that for the most part in terms of just like, what does this really mean? Is this the Ravens' ploy to say, hey Lamar, we're trying to get you help? But if I'm Lamar, I'm like, yeah, y'all trying to give me help, but y'all steady giving everybody else money but me. So like, what are we talking about here? Um, so so that's my perspective and my take on Odell going to the Baltimore Ravens. Now, as we are shooting the pod live, we just got it booked in. The Atlanta Hawks defeated the Miami Heat in a play-in game. The Hawks will now take the 7th seed, which will put them up against the Boston Celtics. Man, and shortly after here coming up, we got the Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. But fellas, so and I guess the 8th seed will be dependent upon whoever the Heat plays out of the Bulls and Toronto series. So outside of the first seed and the 8th seed in the East, because that won't be determined till tomorrow. Fellas, which series do you see going 7 games in the East? You have the 4 and 5 Cavaliers and the Knicks. You got the 3 seed Sixers going up against the 6 seed Brooklyn Nets, and then you have the Celtics going up against the Hawks. Out of those 3 series, which one seems the most like it has Game 7 potential?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I think the Hawks versus the Celtics is gonna be more competitive than people think. I don't think the acquisitions of Sadiq Bey have been highlighted enough. Um, I think that Hawks team is deeper at the wing position than you think. You got DeJounte Murray, 6'5", point guard, 6'10" wingspan, President. You got DeAndre Hunter out there, 6'7" guy, good wingspan. You got Sadiq Bey now, the addition at the trade deadline or the what have you. So um, you have some length and some athleticism at that, at the wing position. So it's a it's a slightly different team this year. Um, you still have John Collins on the team if he can, um, be anything close to 15 points a game. I don't think they get rolled by the Celtics. I think it's potentially a 6 gamer. I don't think it goes 7, but I can definitely see. I would be surprised if it went 6.
Yeah, the Boston Celtics. When you get in the playoffs, this may or may not happen value depending on where the teams were at throughout the course of the season, who was injured, who didn't play, so on and so forth. But the Celtics did sweep the Hawks with the 3-0 series during the regular season. And you was highlighting the depth of the guard, the depth of the bench with the Hawks, and those acquisitions with your forward front court position. All the more intriguing. You think about the guard matchup: Jalen, Trey, DeJounte, and obviously Jason Tatum, who is kind of like 2-3 ish or whatever. So to see them see them duke it out, shot for shot, all good shot. I'll say can create their own shot. So that'll be interesting to see how they duel it out. You got a guy like Marcus Smart, who could, frustrate a Trae Young possibly. Who knows? But a series, I would say, I'm not mad at. I don't know if I fully. I feel more strongly in I should say the Celtics more strongly in the Cavs and the Knicks going 7 than I do the Celtics versus the Hawks. Yeah, it's just something about those two teams, and then you got the hometown hero, that being, excuse me, you got that being Spider Donovan Mitchell, who's from New York. So possibly, getting to play in the Garden on the road, I think that's gonna be electric for him. But then you got Jalen Brunson, who's really been like earning every dollar of that $100 million contract he got. So I don't know what their record is. I don't know what their record is this year against each other. But yeah, I would pick in the East. I would pick the Celtics, the Knicks versus the Cavs, more likely to possibly go 7 over the Celtics versus the Hawks. What about you, Dacius?
Same. I'd like that. I feel like that's the most exciting Eastern Conference series to me, simply because you have two dynamic players who were on different teams last year, now respectively leading their own team. And I really would like to see Jalen Brunson go up against Donovan Mitchell because they both dogs and they both can ball. I think Donovan Mitchell edges Jalen Brunson out just because he just has way more athleticism and way more skill to me. I think each team wins all home games, and Cleveland ends up pulling it out some kind of way. Because there's no way you score 71 points in a year and get eliminated the first round. I just don't see it.
So the Heat would have to play the winner out of the Toronto Raptors and the Chicago Bulls. Whoever wins that game, like I said, they would go on to face the Heat. And whoever wins out of that game would then be the AC going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who had the overall best record in the league this year. Still staying in the East, which series do you anticipate more so being a sweep?
Milwaukee.
I say if they're playing the Bulls, I say they sweep the Bulls. I think Toronto has a game in them.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Because when it comes to playoff basketball, it's literally just one or two things. Once you can't beat those one or two things, series is over. And I don't. Who's going to stop Giannis? That's all they're going to do.
About 0.9, by the way, fantasy.
Yes, sir.
That's all they're going to do is feed Giannis.
It was always a fantasy, bro.
Giannis, boy.
I'm sorry, Dacius. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. That's it. I just feel like the game plan they're not going to be ready for the game plan. The game plan is going to be unstoppable at least until the Eastern Conference Finals.
But can like I know you say like who's going to stop? Hold on, Isaac, hold on. I know you say like what's the game plan? Who's going to stop Giannis? Could one argue that they are both dominant freaks of nature in their own right, and while we seen last year what they did to Joel Embiid, one could say, well, that's a different Joel Embiid. Well, I mean, in the regular season, we still took his under, and the same result came out to be. So, rather easier said than done. It's Giannis. Why don't they just pack the box, pack the paint on them? One could, use that as a, I guess a tactic or to limit or slow down Giannis to a degree as it relates solely to the Toronto Raptors, because I think the Toronto Raptors defense, when it comes to singling in on one specific player, is fairly respectable on defense in terms of trying to neutralize a guy. And that's why I give them a game against the Bucks. I don't see the Bucks sweeping them, and even if they do sweep them, I don't see those being blowout sweeps. But if they happen to play the Bulls, I give them a sweep against the Bulls. And shoot, I don't know. They just lost against the Hawks. So I mean, obviously they've appeared to be to a degree in disarray with injuries, so on and so forth. The Heat possibly could get swept, but who knows? Who knows against the Bucks?
Man, he ain't got no injuries. I ain't trying to hear that. Who injured? They just suck. They not it this year, man. That's the bottom line. That's a sad reality, but it is reality. That defense hasn't been what it's been in the last couple years this year, and as you can see, Atlanta kind of retooled at the trade deadline. They were able to come in and handle business pretty convincingly.
All right, on. So, hold on. The Cavaliers and the Knicks, before we go over to the West, this year for the Cavaliers and the Knicks won the series 3-1. Over to the West, over to the Western Conference. So the Lakers are getting ready to play the Timberwolves, and the loser out of the Lakers versus the Timberwolves will have to play the winner out of the Pelicans versus OKC. All right. So I think, let's just say for hypothetical purposes, the Lakers win tonight. That would then put the Lakers at the 7th seed, which they would have to go up against the Memphis Grizzlies. Sedacious. Here are the series, and we won't know who the Lakers will play for for a minute, so we will get to them. But as of now, 4 seed Suns playing the 5 seed Clippers, 3 seed Kings playing the 6 seed Golden State Warriors, and then the 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies playing potentially. We'll just insert in here real quick. Insert the Lakers possibly winning tonight. Out of those 3 series, Dacius, again, Suns versus the Clippers, Kings versus the Warriors, and Grizzlies versus the Lakers. What's your 7-game potential series?
What was the first matchup? The Suns and who?
Clips.
That one. I think that's the one I think will go 7.
You know why?
I think that team got a little bit of a spark towards the end of the season, and I don't think that they're going to go down without a fight. Do I think they're going to go down? Yes. Um, but it's going to be interesting to see. Now, I know they got KD, and right, like I sound like a crazy man, but I just don't all the way trust the chemistry of that team right now. Like right now. Like as far as playoff basketball, you know, KD not doing everything, like the team coming together. I just don't trust it just yet. So with that being said, I feel like the Clippers can catch them off guard, probably get out the gate a little bit faster and make it a series. But if KD show up game one, is it's gonna be hard to think that it'll be 7 games played after that. 6 more games played after that. But that'll be the one closest to. Because I love the Lakers, don't get me wrong, but Memphis is a good little team, right? So
Man, don't tell you what.
that'll be
Grizzlies can play the
that'll be a
Lakers
good
if they
little
want
boxing
to.
match.
They
But
can play them if they want to. Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be
yeah. Because see,
barbecue chicken.
you can really say, yeah, man, that's the only one. Other than that,
Trust me, brother, it ain't going 7.
Hey, so Daisha, so me and Isaac, we was having this conversation earlier, and uh, I was saying to Isaac, I don't know what it would take for the Memphis Grizzlies because like I just feel like they keep getting dealt bad. I won't say dealt bad series because last year they had beat somebody and they just happened to run into the Warriors. But I feel like their Achilles heel is their chemistry, not chemistry, their youthfulness, their inexperience. And I know with elitist Ja is like at some point, like that can no longer be an excuse. It's like, oh, they're too young. They don't have the experience. They don't have the experience. The move Anthony Davis just put on Carl Anthony Towns. My God.
Yeah, like that. No foul. Man, stop playing.
um, yeah, I was basically just explaining. I was just saying like it's just something about their inexperience in the playoffs that I was like, I don't know what it would take for them to get over a hump of like a premier team, right? Or maybe not even a premier team, just a way more experienced team. Like I think the Warriors beat them solely based off experience and just knowing what it takes to beat a team, right? And then you talk about the Laker matchup, and I was telling Isaac, I was just like, it's just something about the fact that LeBron having more playoff experience combined than everybody on that team that just makes me not have any type of favor in the Memphis Grizzlies. How do you feel about that statement?
same. That's why I'm not gonna call that 7 games at all. I'll be a dead man before I say that against LeBron James.
Oh, so you saying it won't be a 7-game series in favor of Memphis if it were to even get that far?
Hell no. Hell no. What I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, you be careful with Memphis. Like, don't sleep on Memphis. You know what I'm saying? I understand we
Right.
got LeBron and AD locked and loaded, ready to go, right? But still, like, but I still don't think that series will get to 7 games. What series I think could possibly have more of a chance is the Suns and the Clippers. Because I think you already know. I think what the Warriors gonna do to the Kings. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Too
definitely
easy.
documented. Definitely documented how you feel about the Kings going up against the Warriors. Um, I mean, and that could be the same. That could be the same case. Same case for Lakers going up against the Grizzlies. Potentially, Warriors just got too much experience for you, Kings. Sorry.
And what be funny is like it happens every year in both football and basketball. It's just like everybody plays and we love everybody and everybody looks good. And then at the end of the year, it's just like, oh, Patrick Mahomes again. It's like, duh. You know what I'm saying? It's like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Warriors. It's like, oh, of course, Giannis. Oh, the Warriors. Oh, the Lakers made it. Oh, the Lakers made it. Oh shit.
Yeah. So all right. So I know. You say you're gonna sound like a crazy man, Dacious, and I don't know if I could. I don't really have the X's and O's to back it up. To be honest with you, I just feel like just because everybody think it's a far gone conclusion for the Suns to like walk their way to the NBA Finals, they're just being dismissive to the Clippers. Let's not forget.
Okay. You
Let's
said
not forget.
walk to the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
Who thinks that?
I think if we looked at the numbers, I think they're probably overall favorite to get there.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay. um. So where I was going. So I know you was gonna say you was feeling like a crazy man, saying like, oh, like the Suns and the Clippers that could potentially go to 7, right? Because of everything that the Suns perceive to be stacked with. It's just like you think somebody gonna take them to 7, and then you think it's gonna be the Clippers. So I feel the same way. Out of all the games, it's like I don't know why I feel like this series can go 7, but I don't think the Clippers are going to roll over because it's because it's the Suns. Let's not forget, people, that the Clippers have a championship coach who knows what it takes to win a championship. And before one tries to say, well, he had LeBron, yeah, and despite having LeBron, that same championship coach is down 3-1 against the best team with the best record in the NBA ever. So let's not um
He was still there.
right, like let's not underestimate Tyron's Lue ability to like coach and manipulate, having Kawhi Leonard now, granted no injury, and a real quick joke, I wouldn't put it past Kawhi Leonard to load manage in the playoffs. But yeah, I wouldn't
I
put it
ain't gonna lie.
past
If
Kawhi.
if ever a time we just needed, come on, it's too easy.
Um, yeah, but yeah, having Tyronn Lue, having Kawhi Leonard, and then having a hungry, I know Westbrook is starving to just devour anything in his way. I don't think the Suns Clippers series is gonna be a cakewalk or be a walk in the park for the Suns. So I would pick that series of any series to possibly go 7. Um. So yeah, that's my 7 game series prediction, or my potential game 7 series, the Suns versus the Clippers. I agree with you in that regard, Dacious.
Yeah, man. Because the Warriors already had chemistry. To have a score was like unfair. We all felt that way. The Suns ain't won no championships. We don't know about that chemistry yet. They chemistry still in the question with Chris Paul. Okay, you add on KD, a little bit more firepower. I get that. But what about chemistry though? What about like DNA though? And KD, you don't ever seem like the leader type like Lebanon to infuse your team, with the juice, the sauce, the secret stuff. So we'll see.
Mm. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how much of a secret it's gonna be when just D Book and KD out there just being just better than everybody, just more surgical, more skilled. You want to talk about a mastery of the mid range? Feel like the closest thing we got left to being, my humble opinion. You know what? I don't want to go that far. Devin Booker is Devin Booker.
Thank
He
you.
is not.
Thank
He
you.
is not that, but he is. He is a great player. not being.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, like I'm feeling some type of way with D Book in these playoffs. Like after what Luka did to them, I'm feeling some type of way with D Book coming into these playoffs.
Same. I still feel like he's the reason why the Suns lost against the Bucks because he let Giannis punk him. In my eyes, you supposed to no. You love Kobe. See, that's what these. I love Kobe niggas, man. You love Kobe. Let us see it then. Let us see it then. Let us see that 50. What's that? 70 piece. What was it? 50 or 70? How many points he scored?
It was 70 against
Let
the
us
Celtics.
see that then. You got DeAndre Ayton. You got Mikal Bridges. You got Cam Johnson. Let us see that. But you know what? I digress because Devin Booker still has way more time in his career to get to the great level. So I'll leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Because he just plays his game in Phoenix and he don't say too much. He go on about his business.
I feel like D Book, like, go ahead, my bad.
And I was going to say Jason Tatum, like, I'm that guy. I'm out here. I'm not quiet about it. I'm him. I'm gonna have my son walking around with me, and we finna do the damn thing. What you mean? I'm getting to the finals at least.
Nigga say at the very least, I don't care what's going on.
We'll see. I
could be wrong. What Western Conference matchup do you potentially see being a sweep? Bring out the brooms.
Definitely could see us, man. This may be, I don't know if this is news, but I think it could be a sweep for the Warriors, man. Yes, it is.
Dang. Give the Kings respect.
I just like because that outscoring shit, you're not gonna be able to do that in the playoffs consistently. You're gonna have to stop people. And they have Andrew Wiggins back, the perfect wing defender, and I know he's not gonna be in rhythm to still average 18, 19 a game, especially with, Jordan Poole taking a step this year, getting paid. Just not gonna be enough basketball to go around. But man, if ever I see somebody with all right, guys, we made it. We had a good year, playoffs in last, 17, 20 some years, we made it. This is where it ends. But you would like to think, Mike Brown had some pride with him, being part of that Warriors organization for quite some time. Him probably want to stick it to him in some kind of way and, have the series be competitive. But man, when I say I just and I don't want to disrespect D Fox, Houston native. You feel me? But
don't want to.
Fourth quarter killer. Like, don't want to be disrespectful, but the Warriors, it's just like Draymond t-shirt, man. I hated that t-shirt. It was actually a great shirt. Don't let us win another fucking championship. I'm low key fearful of that, but I don't think the Warriors win it this year.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I think the Kings could be chopped cheese if they ain't careful. It could get ugly real quick. Just like what you call it said in the Avengers.
Man, guys, when I tell y'all, I cannot wait to see this Milwaukee.
It's setting early. Telling you, it's getting late early.
When I tell y'all, I can't wait to see this Milwaukee Golden State NBA Finals. It's finna be tough. We on some money. So I'm sorry, guys. We got breaking news.
Nah, Rui just knocked down that three, and we like that for real. We got a bench. Thought this was gonna stop when the bench came in. Crazy. Why are we letting Kyle Anderson shoot? That's why, because he ain't shit. That's right. Bet. No
Scouting report
disrespect to
said.
Kyle.
Yeah, so
As I disrespect Kyle.
I guess we could say I'm calling it. Milwaukee, Golden State. Yeah. Two best
No
teams.
way.
Two best teams. NBA
I think
Finals. I
that
cannot wait to see this.
I think them not being able to win on the road has been a real thing this year. And with them not gonna be hosting a playoff game, I don't believe.
Yeah, like if you the 6 seed, like you gotta hold the 7 or 8 seed. Like if you the 6 seed, you're not gonna have home
You're
court.
not hosting a
At
you're not gonna host no playoff game. Because you'll
Who are
play
we
a three
talking about?
seed.
We're talking about my bad. We're talking about Golden State because Milwaukee is clearly number one. Okay.
So I ain't gonna
Okay.
lie. And I just you know what, and that you probably like, you know what, so you just wanna get your own word. And low key,
a
as
wise
I
man
think about
changes
it,
his mind.
man, say that twice. That's a t-shirt too. Uh, hey, if those woes on the road continue, hell, could that go seven?
I
I don't
mean,
see
like they're
that.
looking at a game 7 that they don't ever like. They never have. If they go game 7, they're never gonna be at the crib. So they best host is to like steal one early, try to finish in 6. And like you
That's it.
say, like if the road woes, as you say, are a real thing, that don't mean I know it's the Warriors, but it's just like if it's a real thing, that don't mean it's something they just magically hit a switch and it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? All right, we can win on the road now. But it's the Warriors. If anybody can say they could do it, it's the Warriors. So it's like you understand that dynamic. It's just like when talking about the Warriors this season, there's like 3 levels in which you could try to dissect them, or you could talk about their potential, right? Because of the legacy that they have created. You could throw the legacy out the window and talk about them as they are presently constructed and be like,
Okay.
yo,
Okay. I'm like, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank
what?
you. No, because I'm gonna say, what are you talking about, Dynasty? They hard now, bro. They tough now. But you touched on that. I appreciate you. No, bro.
but but
Bro,
not,
I'm
but
sorry. I see that. I see this team stealing a game in every series. I see them in certain series against these teams in the NBA. I see them with in certain series stealing more than one game. So I sorry. And you know how much I love the Lakers, right? I just have to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like I put everybody up against them in the West. Couldn't get myself to believe that this team could beat the Warriors. Not even Phoenix. So I don't know.
so it's so if the Suns go up against the Warriors, you got the Warriors
I got the
essentially.
Warriors. Say what you want to say. You
Um,
you, you go
I
okay.
got. I think I got the Lakers or Phoenix coming out of the West. But I wouldn't be
I'm rooting.
surprised if the Warriors came out of the West too. But I'm not rooting for the Warriors. I want them
Yeah,
to
I'm
lose very
I was
much
thank
so.
dang you took that. But I gotta second you, Shy Hard. I'm rooting for the Lakers all the way through. Um, and I'm hoping that we can get to the finals. But what I think, just looking with my eyes, I think it's the Warriors for me.
We'll see. We will definitely see.
Yeah, if the Lakers potentially talking about the Lakers road to the finals, Lakers win tonight. do what they're supposed to do and beat the Timberwolves. They'll play Memphis. I would have the Lakers, like I say, just that experience overriding Memphis. And so then after the Memphis series, the Lakers would potentially have the Denver Nuggets, assuming they beat whoever the AC ends up being. And then after if things, let's say the Warriors beat the Kings, they would then have to play the winner out of the Suns and the Clippers. And then unfortunately, we won't see the Suns nor the Suns nor the Warriors in the conference finals because they're going to have to cancel each other out one way or another. So the Lakers won't even have to go through both of them, but they could potentially meet one of them in the conference finals. So, yeah, this is going to be great. Game 1 of the NBA playoffs is this Saturday. No, I want to give credit to Draymond Green. I want to give credit to Draymond Green for bringing this up. I was listening to his podcast earlier. Don't be surprised if, not saying it's going to happen, just saying something to think about, beautiful people. Don't be surprised if your 1 seeds in the Denver Nuggets and the Milwaukee Bucks loses game 1 to start off the playoffs. I know it sounds crazy, but even the 76ers got game 1 against the Los Angeles Lakers back in 2001. So it's not the impossible. Don't be surprised if the Denver Nuggets or the Milwaukee Bucks loses game 1 to whoever ends up in the AC. Why? The reason I say that is because everybody else in the playoffs, with the exception of the 1 seed, they won't know who they are facing in round 1 until like Thursday or Friday because of the play-in tournament. So 4 seed, know they playing the 5 seed already. 3 seed, know they playing the 6 seed. The 2 seeds, they get to find out who they're going up against with the 7 and 8 seeds playing on Tuesday. So they get to find out who they have to match up against and playing for on Tuesday night. But for the number 1 seeds, they won't know who they're playing until like after Thursday, which is Friday, and then you got game 1s kicking off on Saturday. So you may potentially run into a situation where whoever is the 8 seed, they could either be already in that game flow and amped up off having to play 2 games to win the 8th seed, and you have your 1 seed who's just been sitting and resting, and they may be out of the groove. Or you can also look at it on the opposite side and say, hey, this their 3rd game in a week, and it's a playoff week. They probably gassed. They probably going to come out, lay down in the first game just to be able to regroup, so on and so forth. But that could work in the 1 seeds, could work to the 1 seed's disadvantage with them not being able to really know who they have to plan for up until Friday. So yeah, just the food for thought. Again, Draymond Green had brought up that point, and he was just saying it's unfair to the 1 seed who's supposed to be rewarded for being a 1 seed, but they don't really get to know who they're game planning and strategizing for until a day before, like they actually have to play the game. So yeah, just food for thought, man. Food for thought. But yeah, beautiful people. Thank y'all sincerely for taking the time out to tune into our podcast and listen to what it is that we have going on, man. This is another audio episode. Perfect time for me to finally tell y'all at the end. But we'll definitely get back to the visual episodes next week, man. But appreciate y'all sticking with us through the audio episodes. For those who like to be able to watch us visually. Make sure you follow me at EMAXStacks. Follow Sean Hart at Shine Hard Izzo. Follow our brother Black Peace at Black Peace. Follow Sedacious at I Am Sedacious. Yeah, man. As always, we don't take y'all listening to us for granted, and we will see you beautiful people next week.